back to the next week. In this particular video, we are going to understand about the fascinating world of internet, breaking down it into layers, from the part you see every day to the hidden corner most people have never known. So welcome to the world of surface web, deep web and dark net. Let's start with the basic. The World Wide Web, WWW, is a vast network of web pages connected through the internet. Think of it as a giant library but with billions of books. This library isn't just one floor, it has different floors containing different kinds of books and collection of books. Let us understand first what we have as surface web. So there are three parts of the web as we discussed: surface web, darknet and the other part. The surface web is a part we all know, which is accessible with the standard search engine like Google, Yahoo, Bing. But here is the catch. Even though it feels like you can find anything on the surface web, make up only up to 4% of the entire web. Yes, just 4%. That means 96% of the web is hidden from regular search engine. The next layer of the web is deep web. This isn't dark, scary part. It's just the hidden part. It includes password protected sites, paywalls, personal database and private accounts like email, social media profiles, online banking and even scientific database. These aren't meant to be public, so search engine can't index them. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The most interesting part of the web, the inner layer which is called darknet. This is some small deliberately hidden part of the deep web, which you can't access it with a regular browser like Chrome or Firefox or Internet Explorer. Instead, you need a special tool like Tor, Freenet, I2P and Tail or Vuenix to navigate it. To access the dark web, people use tools like Tor, which is a short for the Onion router. Tor bounces your internet traffic through a network of servers around the world, hiding your identity. That means masking your IP address. Then there is I2P, designed for anonymous peer-to-peer communication, often used for securing browsing and private network. Tor, which is also called the Onion router, developed by the US Navy Research Laboratory, Tor routes your internet traffic through multiple layers of encryption, like the layer of an onion, which keeps on peeling until you get all the material peeled out. To keep your identity anonymous, they use the same method. It is not just for hackers or criminals. Tor has legitimate use too. It helps journalists communicate securely, support law enforcement in tracking cybercriminal and even allow people to access social media in countries where it is banned. Here, an important point now. Using Tor or accessing the darknet is not always illegal. It's a tool for privacy and security. However, because it can also be used for illegal activities, intelligence agencies do monitor Tor downloads. But this does not mean everybody who's using it is doing something wrong. While the dark web is often associated with privacy and freedom of expression, it is also becoming a hotspot for illegal activities, posing significant threat to cyberspace across the globe. One of the first and the most infamous dark web market was Silk Road. Let's take that example. It was an online black market known for selling illegal drugs and weapons. It was shut down in 2013, but the dark web does not disappear. Instead, it evolved. Since then, underground markets have flourished, offering everything from weapon, stolen credit card, malware, DDoS services to even personal data breaches, services on this platform, on the surface web. The anonymity provided by tools like Tor or I2P makes it almost impossible to track the user, which is exactly what criminals exploit. Criminal and terrorist groups find the dark web perfect for planning and coordinating illegal activities. Encrypted chat rooms and anonymous network make it difficult for law enforcement organization to monitor or intervene these. The March 2021, the World Health Organization (WHO) issued a warning about the sale of counterfeit COVID-19 vaccines right on the dark web. Fraudsters exploited the global vaccine demand, putting the countless lives at risk. The dark web isn't just a hidden part of the internet. It is a double-edged sword, a place for freedom and privacy, but also a playground for criminals. One of the biggest challenges in tackling cybercrime is the dark web anonymity. It is a place where individuals can operate without leaving a trace, making it incredibly difficult for authorities to gather information or track down criminals. At the heart of this anonymity lies encryption technique, which is a very complex algorithm that protect the data and identity of people working or using darknet. Encryption scramble your information into unreadable form, making it unreadable to anyone without the proper key. This is the same technology that secure your email or online banking or chats, but on the dark web it is used for hiding illegal activities. Adding to the complexity is the use of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin for financial transactions. Unlike traditional money, cryptocurrencies operate on a blockchain, a digital ledger that records every transaction across a network into one particular block or a chain. While this technology ensures transparency in legitimate business, it also enables anonymous transaction, making this particular currency available and doing transaction for criminals on dark web. Cyber criminals and terrorists use Bitcoin to fund illegal activities without leaving a paper trail. Tracking these transactions is nearly impossible because while the blockchain is public, it does not reveal the identity behind the wallet. Law enforcement agencies faces a tough challenge related to this. Regulating cryptocurrency is possible to some extent, but it is challenged to distinguish between a legitimate use and a criminal activities on the dark net. Even with the advanced technology, a large portion of these transactions remain hidden in plain sight. Encryption and cryptocurrencies have revolutionized the digital world, but they have also created a dark underworld where crime thrives. As technology evolves, so must the method to combat these cybercrime. Now, let us understand this anonymity well-known network in detail. As we already discussed about Tor and the other one like I2P and Freenet. So we are going to discuss these three, Tor, I2P and Freenet. Let's start with Tor, which is a short for the onion router. Imagine sending a letter, but instead of one envelope, it is wrapped into multiple layers, multiple envelope, which one is concealing one by one, and then finally the letter comes out. That's exactly how the Tor works. When you connect to the Tor, your internet traffic is encrypted and routed through a series of randomly chosen servers known as onion routers. Each router peel away one layer of encryption, like the layer of an onion, until it reaches its final layer. People use Tor for a variety of reasons, like whistleblowers exposing government secrets, like WikiLeaks, journalists reporting any dangerous region or attack, human rights activists in authoritarian countries like North Korea, even law enforcement agencies for securing communication. Tor also grant access to the darknet hidden website that can't be reached through normal browsers. These sites are part of the hidden services only accessible via the Tor network. Now, Tor isn't the only player in the town. There are other ones which we are going to discuss now. The second one is I2P, Invisible Internet Protocol or project. And also the third one we are going to discuss is Freenet. Both are designed to enhance privacy. While Tor focus on anonymizing web traffic, I2P is great for anonymous communication and file sharing. Freenet is perfect for censorship resistant publishing. But here's the thing, anonymity network can be a double-edged sword. While they are invaluable for protecting privacy, they can also be misused for cybercrime, illegal activities, or spreading harmful content which can lead to some kind of riots. That's why it's crucial to use this network responsibly. Privacy is a right, but with it comes the responsibility to respect the law and ethical boundaries. Anonymity network like Tor, I2P and Freenet are fascinating tools that shape the way we experience the internet. Whether you are looking to protect your privacy or understand the digital world better, knowledge is key. The second anonymity network is I2P, is an open source free software. Anonymity network is designed to keep your online activity private. That means secret. Nobody can find out that. Think of it as a hidden tunnel under the internet where your data is encrypted, routed and disguised from praying eyes or spies. When you connect to I2P, your internet traffic gets encrypted and it travels through multiple randomly selected server bouncing it. It's called router. So nobody exactly know from which server or source the message has come. So hiding and masking your identity or IP address. Each router decrypt just one layer of encryption, kind of like peeling one onion peel one by one server or router. Until or like the Tor, unlike the Tor, IP2 access to the darknet hidden website that can only be accessed through its network. These are called EAP sites, similar to Tor onion sites but with a unique addressing system. People use I2P for various reasons. Let's discuss that. They use this to protect their privacy online, to avoid censorship in restrictive region where certain kind of sites are blocked or banned, or engage in activities that might be considered controversial or sensitive. But here is the catch. While I2P offer strong anonymity, it is not foolproof. Cyber criminal can misuse it for illegal activities. But remember, law enforcement agencies can still trace. Interestingly, I2P is less popular than Tor, but it has its advantage. For example, it natively supports EAP sites offering a more integrated experience for anonymous browsing and communication, which is little effective than Tor site or the Tor browser. The other network we will discuss now, the third one is Freenet. Freenet is a decentralized peer-to-peer network that uses something called distributed data storage. This means files aren't stored in one single server but are spread out across multiple nodes or peers, making it hard to track where the data come. Even if somebody track from one server, they will get incomplete information and it's not useful. So when you connect to Freenet, your traffic is encrypted first and then hop through several random peers. Each peer decrypt only one layer of encryption, just enough to send it to the next one. And by the time it reaches to its destination, it's like a maze with layer of security, making it nearly impossible to trace. Isn't it a cool feature? Freenet lets you publish and download your file anonymously. And this is done through a method called insertion and request, a decentralized way to store and retrieve file without revealing who has uploaded them. So the source and the destination is unknown. Freenet also has a darknet feature, meaning you can choose to connect only with trusted peers. This adds an extra layer of security compared to the network where anyone can join. People use Freenet for all kinds of reasons, like for protecting privacy, avoiding censorship, even sharing sensitive information in a repressive region where certain kind of sites are banned. You can access it just like Tor. But like any powerful tool, it can also be misused for illegal activities. There are tons of rumors and myths there, but which one are true? Which are just a hype? Let us understand the top 4 myths and get it real about these kinds of sites or about the darknet. The first myth about the darknet is that the dark web and deep web are same thing. In reality, it is not the same thing. The deep web is the part of internet that is not indexed and searched by the engine like Google. Think password protected sites, academic database, personal database, private emails, and even your online banking detail. That is deep web, password protected sites. The dark web, it is a small hidden part of the deep web but require special browser like Tor to access it. It is encrypted, anonymous and designed to protect privacy whether you are a journalist, a whistleblower or just someone who value their online freedom. Next up is the dark web. The next myth is dark web makes up the majority of the internet. But the reality is this is a massive exaggeration. In reality, the dark web comprises fewer than 60,000 domains, while the open web boasts over 300 million domains. But yes, the dark web exists, but it is like a tiny hidden alley in the sprawling city. A real bulk of the internet lives in the deep web, the secure database, password protected, personal accounts and content behind paywalls. It is not all shadowy market and secret plot or criminal activities. Now all activity on deep and dark web is illegal. This is the other myth. In reality, while yes, some bad actor uses these spaces, most of the cyber criminal happen or cyber crime happen on the surface web and like social media, encrypted chat, forum, even blog rather than on dark web. The last myth is the deep and dark web is full of criminal conducting illegal transaction. So only the criminal uses the deep or the dark web. But the reality is the deep and the dark web are tools, just like a smartphone or internet itself. Whether they are used for good or bad depend on the user how they use it. For example, the dissident in the authoritarian companies, for example North Korea, rely on Tor to communicate safely. Journalists use it to protect the source. Even the military people use it for protecting their communication. And even major organizations like CNN and the Washington Post have their own Tor hidden services to bypass censorship. So there you have it. The truth about deep and dark web. It's not just a scary hidden part of the internet. It is a space for privacy, freedom, and yes, sometimes shady dealing. But it is not dark, dangerous, underworld, some myth make it out to be. So dark web is often shrouded in mystery, fear, misconception, because it is not used by many, so people have this misconception. While it is true that It hosts illicit activity. It is also a vital tool for privacy, freedom of expression, secure communication by organization, by government, by military, by defense for various purposes. From whistleblower to journalist to activist, in the authoritarian regime, the dark web provide a shield against censorship and surveillance and protecting them. However, its anonymity also make it a heaven for cybercriminal, which is why the law enforcement agency continue to monitor it closely. Hence, the key takeaway from the session is that the dark web isn't inherently evil or dangerous. It is a double-edged sword that reflects complexity of the digital world. Understanding the dark web help us separate fact from fiction, encourage informed conversation about cybersecurity, privacy right, and the ethics on the internet in the 21st century.